the way the manner the languages used against the Nepali students.
They try to suppress the students. This is not just an unfortunate incident. I think it is a crime.
So don't you think this is going to affect the Indo-Nepal relationship?
We have heard about the Sanskrit verse, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah.
Would you push your government or pursue your government to take up this matter with the Odisha government to initiate criminal proceedings against the founder of the KIIT University?
If there is his role, of course, he must be held accountable.
So our government has taken some serious decisions by the KPOL government in Nepal.
I think the government will try to review the NOC in case of Odisha.
नमस्कार सत्यपाठ आमर विशेष अध्याय को आपको स्वागत करूछु जेबे ठारू कीट रे नेपाली प्रकृति संसार एक मिस्ट्रियस सिचुएशन रे सुसाइडल डेथ होची आ तापरे जेभଳି भाबरे कीट कर्तृपक्ष सहस नेपाली छात्रंक सह दुर्व्यवहार करिबा आ एक घटना को नै कि उभय भारत आ नेपाल भितरे वैदेशिक संपर्क खराब आ तापरे परे जो माने बाबद रे मुख खोलिबा कथा केंद्र शिक्षा मंत्री चुप भुवनेश्वर मेंबर पार्लियामेंट चुप मुख्यमंत्री चुप अंटिल रिसेंटली मुख्यमंत्री नो खोलिले किंतु ताहा यथेष्ट नो ए सब को नै कि ए पर्यंत जो गोटे कथा समस्तंकर चिंता से होची ता होची कि जो नेपाली पिला मानक सहित एभली दुर्व्यवहार करा जाय छी एभली भयभीत सिचुएशन रे परिस्थिति सेमान को तड़ी दिया छी एमानकर विश्वास फेरी पाइबा पई जहा किछि प्रयास करा जाउची जहा यथेष्ट नो ए संपर्क रे नेपाल मध्य तीव्र प्रतिक्रिया प्रकाश पाइछि आमे या पूर्व नेपाल लो जणे वरिष्ठ सांबादिक युवराज घिमरे को सहित कथा होतलु एबे आम सहित अछंती नेपाल रो जणे यंग युव राजनेता बा राजनेत्री कोंतु नेपाल रो जे की राष्ट्रीय स्वतंत्र पार्टी रो से मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट रो अछंती से सबिता गौतम शी इज द यंगेस्ट मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट ऑफ Nepal. She's from Rashtriya Swatantra Party. She's a politician. She's a lawyer, and also she had some stint with media as well. So with us, Miss Sobita Goutam, the youngest MP from Nepal. Sobita ji, welcome to our show Satyapatha. So you are aware of the entire situation. I did not want to take more time of you. The situation under which circumstances a young 19-year-old Nepali girl Prakriti Lamsal, she died allegedly by suicide, and following that incident, the KIIT or the university people or university authorities, the way they treated the Nepali students, hundreds of Nepali students, they were beaten up, they were abused without any prior notice, sufficient notice, without any prior arrangement. They were forcibly sent back to Nepal. So this was the situation, and after that, whatever has happened, so the traumatized students of Nepali students, they are yet to gain back the confidence or faith in the system of Odisha government or KIIT authority. But the same situation, I mean, there has been sharp reactions in Nepal as well. In the Nepal parliament, outside parliament, there have been rallies, protests by student organizations on this issue. So now my question is, you are a member of parliament, you are a politician. Besides your political position, until recently, you are a student itself. So how do you see this, and what is your reaction? Do you see, or are you convinced that whatever is done by the KIIT University authority by saying sorry or begging apology, do you think all these acts are just acts of whitewash, or do you see that they are real and it can really bring back the confidence of all the hundreds of traumatized students of Nepal? Sobita ji.
Thank you, Satya Prakash. Thank you for inviting me in your show. First of all, I'm deeply saddened by this tragic incident. This is the case that should have never happened. But more importantly, I think this is not just about a Nepali student or a Nepali daughter. I think it's about a student and a daughter. Before being a Nepali student, Prakriti was simply a student. Before being a Nepali daughter, she was just a daughter. And if this if this could happen to her, I'm certain that there are many other female students, regardless of their nationality, they might have faced or could have been facing similar kind of issues. So this incident has, I think, exposed a deeply alarming situation in Odisha right now. A university is supposed to be a place of learning, growth, and maybe exploration, a safe environment where a student can nurture their talents and build their future. But I think when an institution fails to protect its student, and instead of their trying to protect them, I think instead of trying to protect the student, they try to suppress the student. So I think in such case, every student feel very insecure, and this is a very inhuman attitude. This is a very inhuman manner. So I think it is not just a failure of a university, but I think it's a disgrace. This is a shameful act, and the handling of the situation by KIIT University is utterly unacceptable. I also have been reading a report that the investigation is not moving in the right direction, and that even the university is not taking the matter seriously as it should. If that's the case, I think it is extremely concerning. Taking this case lightly sets a very dangerous precedent for the future. Criminal, those with a criminal mindset, does not have race, no gender, no nationality. If this can happen to Prakriti and the Nepali student today, it can happen to any other student tomorrow, even to the Indian student, and even to a girl residing in the Odisha. So this is not just about Nepal and India. So yes, when we talk about
Yeah.
issue, the
Yeah.
discussion may arise. But first, I think it is the case about a female and a student who faced injustice in Odisha. This is how this case must be seen. And I strongly urge and sincerely request to Odisha government to take this matter seriously. This is not just an unfortunate incident. I think it is a crime, and justice must be served. This
Yeah,
is
I
all
must tell you
I
something,
say.
Sabitaji, the local media, the media, Odisha media, as well the national media of India also, they have shared the same feelings, that the same kind of empathy for what has happened there. They're very, very critical of KIIT authorities, whatever act they have done, and so far the Odisha government silence so far. So they have not done anything substantial to bring back the trust. It's just a question of trust issue, we say, the way they
Right.
have manhandled, they have abused. And one more thing is very, very serious, that the faculties, even the women faculties, the lady faculties of KIIT, the way they threw racist remarks to Nepali students in a very derogatory manner. So this shows the university's upbringing, or whatever you call it, their orientation also reflects. And this has been critically condemned by the local media here. I think it has a very sharp reaction in Nepal as well, that the way, the manner, the languages used against the Nepali students. So don't you think this is going to affect the Indo-Nepal relationship? Because a lot of people are saying that this should not have done, but it has happened. But immediately after that, the KIIT authority, they were not apologetic. Immediately after that, after
Right,
the
right,
pressure, after the media reporting, they've started saying, just saying sorry or begging apology. And we see that this is just, they are trying to whitewash the entire thing. Not they are really serious of whatever they have, the behavior they have done to us, shown to the students of Nepal. Savitaji.
right, right. So, Satya Prakash ji, I think if a professor at a university make such a hateful comment, it proves that they are not worthy of being a professor itself. Even our Hindu Dharma Shastra says that Guru is someone who leads a student towards light, knowledge, and the wisdom. Guru filled with ego and hatred is a disgrace to a title itself. We have heard about the Sanskrit verse, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. The teacher is like, Brahma, Vishnu, and we have given the same kind of status to the teacher. And if a professor spreads such a hidden state of knowledge, it only exposes their poor mentality and a lack of values. It's a very clear. And talking about the Indian and Indo-Nepal relationship, I think Nepal and India has a special kind of relationship. In a diplomatic way, it has a special kind of bonding, but the relationship with India and Nepal is more special because uh, even the relationship with Indian people and Nepali people has a very special, unlike other, our bond is rooted not just in diplomatic ties, but in our shared history, culture, tradition, and a deep social connections. We are two sovereign country, of course, but our people-to-people relationship make us more than just a neighbors. We are connected in such a way that few other countries in the world are. So the bond goes beyond the government, and it is the people who defines Indo-Nepal relationship at this moment. That is why when this tragic incident happened, it created immense concern among Nepali people, and there was a deep sense of insecurity. Would the Indian authorities take this action seriously? Would justice be served? However, seeing many Indian citizens standing up for the justice, like you said just now, for Prakriti and condemning the university's action has given some reassurance that this is not just a Nepali concern, but a larger fight for justice and accountability. And having said this, if the investigation is not conducted fairly, of course, if justice is not served, it will obviously create a tension. This will not just affect the government to government relationship, but also may shake the very foundation of our people to people connections.
Yes.
People naturally feel hurt when they sense injustice, and I think if this case is mishandled, it will leave a lasting impact, and
Yeah.
it will just make a sad situation for the Nepalese people. But I believe in the Indian government and the Odisha government and the Indian community. I believe that they will take this matter seriously, because at the end of the day, criminal behavior has no nationality, no gender, no race. If this can happen to Nepali girl today, it can happen to any Indian girl
An Indian.
tomorrow.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I
Savitaji,
believe.
yeah, Savitaji, let me assure you one thing. You were just mentioning that bearing a few KIIT or the university authorities who are involved in this, this heinous act. You can take the politician, the media, the students, general public, intelligentsia, activists, everybody in India. They are condemning and they are with the Nepali students crisis.
Yes.
Everybody is, I think, with Nepal students, whatever happened. So they are sharing their empathy with the Nepal students, and they are all condemning the acts of the university. Now, having said that, so would you push your government or pursue your government to take up this matter with the Odisha government to initiate criminal proceedings against the founder of the KIIT University, because lot of video and audio clips which are viral in social media or digital media, which says that the founder himself was also involved. So he was actually behind the scene, and he was instructing, or he was actually knowing whatever happened is being happened to the Nepali students, and he was actually aware of, or behind the scene he gave the order to segregate only the Nepali students from the university, and within 2 hours or 1 hour they were asked to vacate the campus without keeping any communication with Nepal's embassy. So in a way, the key authority or the key founder is responsible for whatever has happened. Will you push this matter with your government, so that they would take up the case, the matter with the Odisha government, and for a criminal proceedings against the founder of the KIIT? So then only a lot of people or the students say
Yeah.
that we will actually get back our trust कि Odisha government is really serious or India government is really serious. Savita ji.
Satya Prakash, I think this incident is extremely serious, and those responsible, whether individuals or the institution, I think they must be held accountable. However, the investigation must be very reasonable and transparent and very thorough investigation. It should start from the moment when Prakriti filed a complaint to the university, and what action was taken, how our concerns were handled, and what transpired throughout the entire incident. So every individual involved must be properly investigated. If the investigation conducted in a fair and transparent manner, I think that will clearly show whether the founder has role in the entire process or not. Whether his role is there in the entire incident or not. If there is his role, of course, he must be held accountable. But at the same time, the founder has I think, a very crucial responsibility to ensure that the investigation happens very properly, and this will show whether he stands for the justice or is merely trying to protect the university's reputations. So if he attempts to silence the student and suppress the truth, that will not be acceptable. And I hope he acts sensibly, remains open to all investigation, and fully support the process to ensure justice to the Nepalese student and the Prakriti and the family. So it's all dependent on the investigation process. I hope he be very open for the investigation process.
Savita ji, are you aware of the report that Purvanchal University and Tribhuvan University, both the universities have agreed to transfer the credit points of KIIT University of those students who are studying here, seeing or getting the fillers from the students and their parents that they're so much traumatized, they're so afraid of, that they don't want to come back to resume their study curriculum, whatever is left. So now the Purvanchal University and Tribhuvan University, they have agreed to transfer the credit points or whatever their curriculum points, and the remaining duration they can study there and get the certificate. If that happens, do you think in a way it can be really beneficial for the traumatized students, so that they don't have to be forced to come back with the kind of fear in their mind, and they come back to Odisha and complete their studies?
Yes, till the date, Purvanchal University has already announced that they are ready to accommodate the student through credit transfer. However, in case with Tribhuvan University and other university, our ministry is having conversation, and I think other university are also is willing to do this. Are willing to accommodate the student through the credit transfer. I believe that in coming days, more university will be open for the credit transfer, and ensure that affected student do not face academic setback. Additionally, the Nepal government is actively engaging with the Indian government and the Odisha government through diplomatic channels to ensure the safety and well-being of the Nepali student as well. So our priority is to make sure that student are protected and they feel safe, whether they want to stay in Nepal or whether they want to get back to India and study. They should be safe. So our university are trying to accommodate them through the credit transfer. But our priority is to see that students feel safe wherever they are.
Yeah, one last question. There have been a lot of debates inside the parliament on this issue. How does KP Oli government is planning to ensure that in future there is no such incident happen to Nepali students in Odisha? And is there any outcome come out of the parliament debates, or government has taken some serious decisions by the KP Oli government in Nepal?
Before answering your question, I would like to give you one additional information that Nepal government is at the moment is thinking about maybe reviewing the NOC as well, because in the parliament, many member of parliament has raised this issue. At the moment, there is no decision that government recess or review the issuance of no objection letter. However, in coming days, if the situation in Odisha is deeply concerning, and if the situation does not get right, I think the government will try to review the NOC in case of Odisha. This might be a case. However, at the moment, many parliamentarians has raised the question and talked about the security of the Nepalese student. and they have been saying that they are in discussions with the Odisha government, Indian government, and they're trying to protect the student through all the channels they are utilizing and so on. So I cannot, since the issue is very hot, I think they're working on it. I hope in coming days the government will work on every necessary step to make sure the student feels safe and secured wherever they are.
Yeah. Thank you, Sabita ji, for talking to Satyapatha and taking your time to express whatever has happened and informing the people of Odisha that whatever is happening in Nepal, and updating us the developments in Nepal. Thank you very much. And she was Sobita Goutam, the youngest MP from Nepal, was with us. Thank you very much for being with
Thank you,
Satyapatha.
Satya
Namaskar.
Prakash.